story's right, the story is true. I will not tell lies to you like the promises they did not keep.
It's so exciting to have you all here. The only thing I like better than working with young people is working with the people who work with them, having those discussions about young minds being engaged, about bringing joy and creativity to the learning spaces, and for me, having people come on into the museum where I get to work every day and experience what we do here.
Children away, the children away.
Our relationship with the MCA is about working together to bring the arts to young children, not just in early childhood spaces, but in a world. And we invite people to think about a world that doesn't contain beauty and what that might look like. And actually how depressing that would be if you don't encounter beauty in its all forms on the lands that we gather.
For me, art sits at the centre of how I think and understand things, and I sincerely believe that creative thinking is central to all learning.
Teach them how to live, they said, humiliated them instead.
If I would put materials on a table for young children, they're right in there. There's a playfulness, there's kind of a friendliness with a whole variety of materials. What can this material do? How can I get to know this material? You know, how does charcoal work? How does charcoal work with ink? You know, what happens if I move from this surface to this surface? Does texture play a part? And then when I started teaching grown-ups, there'd be materials and everyone's sitting there with their arms crossed and their shoulders up near their ears looking terrified. And I think for us as practitioners, there's a lot to break down in terms of our own, I guess a lot of it's interior monologue. You know, I would hear student teachers saying, oh, this is awful, I'm so sorry, you know, apologising. Mostly it's about breaking down the critical self-talk and a very narrow view of what it means to create art.
Everyone has the right to see themselves reflected and understood, rather than a homogenous view of who you are and being told who you are and what you can and can't do. We often say, I think, as blackfellas, that you can't be what you can't see, and so it's to create these spaces of learning, of opportunity and futurism, I guess.
We felt alone 'cause we were acting white, yet feeling black.
Children have a right to cultural spaces, and particularly a space like this, the Museum of Contemporary Art. They're born, their place in the world, they should be able to feel comfortable and confident and welcomed into that.
Back where their hearts grow strong, back where they all belong, the children came back.
Children are the touchstone for such enormous positivity within our community. They remind us of what we and generations before us have fought so hard for. They represent the hope that they will be the ones that break through and have a better life.
Yes, I came back.